Hi, welcome back to another episode of Stand on Guard. I'm your host, David Krayden, broadcasting to you live from Ottawa. I was kind of in Vancouver last night, though, and wait till you see this incredible video. I'll be back in mere moments to introduce it.
The Prime Minister lied and his minions continue to lie.
Your home is your castle. We're calling on the government to introduce and immediately pass the Stand on Guard law.
But we also need to resolve to resist.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
And here we are live. So we're on the trail of the ostrich bodies, the parts, the debris, what's left of these ostriches that were massacred over a week ago at Universal Ostrich Farms in Edgewood, BC. So I enlisted the support of my good friend and colleague, Anita Krishna, who of course has a great show on YouTube and Rumble, a former journalist with Global News, just a true professional. And I said, Anita, can you go out to Surrey to the Super Save location there and check out the story about the ostriches being in these blue bins? Because we're getting all kinds of reports on social media. Can you go out there and check it out for yourself? I trust you. You're good. You're a professional. You're a journalist. Let's see what happens. And we can collaborate on this. And Anita said, show me the way. So she went there last night. Here's what happened. Because the supporters of the ostrich farm, and you'll meet two of them here, were the ones who followed the trucks all across the province. They tracked the progress of these trucks to the Surrey location. They believe that these bins contain the remnants, the remains of the ostriches that were killed at Universal Ostrich Farm on Thursday, Friday last week. Now, the CFIA, and we'll talk about this a bit more later, the CFIA is incredibly maintaining that 314 ostriches were killed and delivered to a landfill site and quote unquote deep buried. As I'll say later, that's 9 feet under, not 6 feet under, that's 9 feet under. But you know what? They won't tell us where the landfill site is. Could be anywhere in BC. Big province. I know. I grew up there. So where is it? And as I'll say again later, if you don't believe these guys in Surrey, all right, the CFIA needs to say something about what they did with the bodies. Where exactly are they? Show us some evidence that you buried them. Show us some evidence that any of this ever happened. Anyway, let's get to the video. I think you'll enjoy this. These guys are incredible. They're literally camping out in the parking lot of the Super Save Group location in Surrey. And if this isn't the spirit of the Freedom Convoy, as well as the spirit of Freedom Convoy 2.0, which was the fight to save these ostriches at Universal Ostrich Farms, I don't know what you can call it. But here, let's enjoy this video together. And after the video, I've got what a lot of you like to call the receipts, the proof that there's something amiss about the CFI story. And I think we can put a lot of credence in what these guys are saying. So, welcome to another episode of Stand on Guard. This is a little bit of an impromptu session. My friend and colleague, Anita Krishna, is at the Surrey location of the Super Save Group. And this is where a lot of people, and all over social media, participants of the protest at Edgewood, BC's Universal Ostrich Farms, and supporters. This has been a totally organic experience because people literally followed the trucks from the farm with the bodies of the dead ostriches in them all across the province of British Columbia, through Kelowna, all the way to the Fraser Valley, and they're in Surrey, BC right now. The reports are suggesting that the ostriches are in bins in this parking lot. Now, we're going basically on people who are saying this. The CFIA yesterday stated that they have deep buried the ostriches at some undisclosed landfill site. I find it hard to believe, but to give us a sense of what it looks like there. It looks like a massive parking lot.
This is a massive facility, you're right. And when I first drove up here, I thought, am I in the wrong place? This can't be the dumping ground. Because a lot of people have talked about the smell and the odor. I smell a little something, but it's not really terrible, right? They must be using masking agents or something. And so I walked all the way to the back. I will flip my camera shortly, and and in a minute, I'm going to interview someone who's been here from the beginning. But he says that they're in there. And they haven't moved. I will show you the shot in a second, but that they're still in there. But because I was most interested to see that the news was reporting today that these 314 ostriches have been buried. They say that they have buried them, and yet I've got a guest who claims he hasn't left their site and they haven't left where we are at right now. So I don't know who's right and who's wrong, and if the bodies have been dispersed. But the Canadian Food Inspection Agency has completed its active operations on the farm, and an update today says that that the carcasses of 314 ostriches, eggs, and other materials have been disposed of through deep burial, so they say, at a BC landfill. The CFIA did not state which landfill. Okay, so I'll flip my camera. Bear with me. We'll go back, and I'll show you what I see. I'm sure you've seen this on social media. Apparently, they're in those blue bins that I'm sure you've seen quite a bit. Now there's a truck in my way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the toilet rental truck. Oh, that could be. It actually does not smell that bad out here. But okay, there is where they're meant to be. And I'm going to talk to someone who says he's been here from the beginning. But first, I'll just show you a little bit of, this is how you know you're in the right spot. Okay.
This is incredible. There's a tent there.
There's a tent there.
I can't.
I'm going to come back to the tent in a second.
This is like Universal Ostrich Farms Phase 2. Like they're camping out on here.
Though not as many people, but look at all the crosses and the candles. People have brought flowers. So this must have been, it's hard to know whether 314 came here or how they divided it up. But I will introduce our audience now to Darcy. Hi, Darcy Lacombe.
Hello.
Hi, Darcy.
So I'm on with David Krayden on his podcast. You've been here since the beginning, you say?
Yeah, me and Monty found him here.
You followed them here.
Yeah.
So so tell me about that. How did you know for sure, like they're there? You followed them from Edgewood to here?
Yeah, I followed them from Edgewood. I watched them put them on. I watched them load those bins.
Yeah.
With a skid steer.
Yeah.
Lined them with plastic. Then they drove around with a skid steer and scooped them all up like garbage. And then they loaded them into those bins, and then they picked them up onto the rail truck. And they spent hours, because they're so heavy, hours putting them on them.
Oh.
5-6 hours while we all watched and filmed and cried. And that's when the lady cops put the spotlight on us. You know, that lady cop.
That lady cop, that one that's a big problem.
Yeah,
I'm going to stand undercover. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So
the mean lady.
I'm going to flip the camera once again so it's both of us. And so you can come with me in the shot.
Sure.
We'll go here. But
This is
You were
funny.
up in Edgewood.
Yeah, I was up in Hitchcock.
You were up in Edgewood.
Yeah.
You saw this happen as you described. Then you followed. You drove like hours. You followed the truckers.
No,
The truck.
the trucks got loaded, and I watched them get loaded for those 4 bins.
Yeah.
And then they went to sleep for the night. So then I went home. I live in Cherryville next door. So I went home, waited the night, and they went by. I missed them. So I chased them down from Cherryville, and I checked all the dumps all the way to here, as many as I could find.
I'm worried about my phone getting wet. Should we come in?
Yeah,
A little
sure.
bit? Yeah.
So-
Then we'll lose him.
Just a question here, Darcy. It was a real shit show, wasn't it, when they were loading these things up because they?
Oh yeah, because they're so heavy, right? They're so heavy. It's going to be hard for them to unload. Just as hard as it was for them to put them on, it's going to be for them to take off all day long. It's so heavy that they don't normally load these kind of things on these flat decks like this. So the inexperience, I don't think any of those drivers have ever done it before. They're like, well, I've probably never done that before. So you could tell the inexperience. We were all making fun of them during the lives that you might have seen back then.
Yes.
Just because of how incompetent they were. They were busting wood and smashing things and smashing the bins together to try and push them on and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you followed the trailer. You came here. You have not seen them leave. You've not seen them leave.
No, they keep trying to, but
But how many do you think are there? They couldn't have collected
2
them
bins
all.
for sure.
2 bins, which do you think it would have all 314?
All 314.
314 ostriches?
Nah, you can't barely fit 30 birds in there if you're lucky.
Oh, so they have some
So
here.
4 times 30 is what?
120?
120?
Yeah.
Approximately.
Ooh. And why is that bin just sitting there? Why are they not
I'm
doing
not sure because I caught them here. I caught them with their pants down.
Okay. They have not emptied that this entire time.
No.
So you think there's only maximum 120 birds in those bins then?
I
Where's
think
the rest of
altogether
them?
that's all that was left. The rest were taken. I've been there since day one. I slowly watched them take hens missing, trying to pretend they're there. In the end, it was just males doing the twirling around and dancing in the end.
Wow.
Remember, we were all watching them in the field in your lives, and they're spinning around and doing the bell. It was all males.
Oh, the males will do that.
Yeah, and there was hardly any females left in the end.
Oh,
All
okay,
the hens have been taken away somewhere.
So this would,
and I don't know if they're alive or dead.
yeah, this would confirm then what I've been saying for the last 6 weeks, that they've been killing the ostriches at night, getting rid of them, blending
We
them,
think they've
grinding
been
them up.
stealing them
Yeah.
How do you
and
mean?
killing them.
How do you mean?
I think the hens have been tranquilized and taken away. Yeah, we know they have been. They stole the science, man.
I think so.
Period. We all know it.
But you
They
know,
schmoozed the family,
yeah.
and
They
then when they got what they wanted, they threw them under the bus, started somewhere else, and said, "We can't do it without those ostriches," and we're getting them, and they did. And look at this, and here we are, and now they've dropped the ball.
I think they did schmooze the family. They pretended
They pretended like that they were on the what would you call it? The golden brick road.
Yeah, they just placated them, let them do what they want until because they knew they were going to win.
That's
They're
what
not
I
win.
think,
Yeah, I
personally.
think so.
And then he threw him under the bus, ran away, and
Right.
now he couldn't complete his science without this.
So if you say perhaps 120 are here, the news is saying 314 in a deep burial site.
Well,
Well, the news lies.
I know.
I mean,
I
I work-
counted
I-
64 birds in my last count. Anything past that's bullshit.
Oh, say again?
I said I counted 64 birds the last time I counted the birds.
64
Anything
birds.
past that is bullshit.
and that's Monty.
So the news
Okay.
is, I mean, I know they like because I
And-
used to work for them.
I heard, I think Monty was, I aired a video with Monty a couple of weeks back where he described the grinding sound, the blending sound at night. Yeah, that's the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
What grinding sound?
They were, I believe they were liquefying the ostriches with a contraption that is designed to grind and liquefy animals.
Oh,
Me-
David, you know what? If you took a lump of about 2 or 3 pounds of blueberries
You got to come in. Yeah,
that
there you
were
go.
frozen, and you put them in a blender, well, you amplify that sound by about 100 or
Yeah.
more. That's what it sounds like. It sounded like a lump of something put in a blender. And it grinds for about a minute. Then there's about a half a minute of silence while it settles, right? Just like as if you're using a blender. The second time it starts up, there's a couple of pieces. By the time after a minute, there's a few more pieces, and then you stop for half a minute so it settles. The next time it starts up, there's a bunch of pieces, just like a blender. You run for a minute, then you stop, and it settles.
Where was the
And
blender?
then the last time it goes, it sounds like fucking a real thick soup. That's exactly what I listened to. And I listened to it 5 fucking times, excuse the French.
Whereabouts
not the
though?
French,
Whereabouts?
sorry.
Here?
That's back in Edgewood
Back in Edgewood. Okay.
for the last, as the birds are going missing.
And at the same time, those birds are walking around tranquilized. They're not like they were before. Or radite, sorry, they weren't birds. But they walk around like they're on some kind of a tranquilizer because they're moving real slow. They're laying down in the middle of the day, which they weren't doing before. All ostriches do is either run around, dance, or fuck. That's what they do. 24/7. They run around, dance, or fuck. Well, they weren't running around. They weren't dancing. They weren't fornicating at all. It was as if they were given something so they wouldn't fornicate anymore. And something that was slowing them down big time, like some form of tranquilizer.
Well, they say that they haven't been tranquilized, that they couldn't.
I
they
don't
couldn't
care
do
what
that.
CFIA says. They're a bunch of
Well, I
liars,
know they're a
sacks of
bunch of liars.
We,
but
like
it
we
makes
believe
sense.
what they're
What they
saying
say.
anymore.
I don't care what they say.
They
Right.
got no
was there,
credibility anymore,
I know,
those guys.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm
No,
trying
I
to
know.
say,
I just
I
don't
don't-
care what they have to say.
And
I
we
don't wanna hear
haven't
it 'cause I know it's all lies.
corroborated the tranquilizer thing, so we can't.
Yeah,
say
we
it.
can't really
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Then you
But I
haven't talked to many people.
we,
then.
But-
take your anecdotal.
So anyway,
When I look at the pictures though of the field of slaughter, I'm not counting 314 ostriches there. So I certainly can't dismiss what you're saying here. It does look closer to 120 than it does 314.
yeah.
So it's quite possible that they are lying
Okay,
about
so
this
when I
number
counted-
like they have all along.
So when I counted, nobody had been through the barns to make sure they were empty or to do a count in the barns. So I don't know how many could have been in each barn. I don't have a clue. All I know is what I seen out on the ground, and that's what I counted. And they were very good pictures.
Yeah, very good pictures.
So, and I mean, those pictures are out there.
I don't know about the numbers
The
or what.
the other thing too, when the shooting was going on, right? The first round of 158 or whatever, I was counting those. The fourth round. The first round was in the kill pen. The second and third round was in the back into the forest. It had nothing to do with the kill pen. Nothing. Nothing. We were on the side road, so the kill pen was in front of us. Where the shots were coming from was behind us. So if you go to over where the kill pen was, if you go about a block behind the kill pen, that's where the tree line was. That's where the shooting was happening. Had nothing to do with the kill pen. That's the second and third rounds. So when you listen to the videos, the first round's in the kill pen. The fourth round is in the kill pen. The fourth round, there's what sounds like in the middle of it, partway through it, there's what sounds to me like some kind of a laser gun. I was told that where all the tarps are, those birds were all cut up. Well, you can't cut a rat-eye with a knife, I'd be sure of that. Not while it's alive, or just freshly killed. It'd be tougher than tough. So cutting it with a sword would be out of the question. So the only thing left, they cut the heads off of birds, cuts the necks off of birds, cuts the wings off of bird, cuts those 400-pound, 300-pound, 200-pound animals into pieces, cut big pieces off. I think the only thing that would do that was a laser.
Plus
I
cauterize
think they
the
were
wound.
practicing everything that they talk about 2030 agenda, 2050 agenda. I believe that was their practice ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
do.
I think so
And
too.
I think, David, we really got to start paying attention to what's going on around us, and we need to bring it to a stop. Because I believe we're in the beginning of World War III. They're practicing up to do things to us, what they did to those rat-eyes.
Well, so
May
what
I
do you
just-
think? What do you think they're going to do here with these birds? I mean, it's been almost a week now. The killing ended a week today, for early Friday morning, a week
Well,
ago.
I was told.
So what are they
were
going to do? Just let these things rot?
I was told they were going to dump them in the ocean, but then
Yeah.
when that was found out about, they had that permit squashed, so they can't do that. I was told they were going to dump them in the Vancouver dump, but somehow that became very public knowledge, so they can't do that. So I haven't any idea. Oh, I was also told the original plan that what they were going to do was they have their own rendering plant. The CFIA, they have their own rendering plant. It's on Willingdon. And that's where they were going to render them down. And ostriches, when they're rendered down, are used for makeup, for women's makeup. That was their original plan.
Now,
Again,
there's
have to
there's
verify
an
all that.
incinerator
Yeah.
in Burnaby. I've also heard people say they could take it to the incinerator.
But why would they go to all that trouble to just give something away? Why wouldn't they have buried them on the farm?
Why are they transporting them down here? You mean-
Yeah, why did they
Yeah, well,
transport
'cause
them
that's
from
a lot of
interior health
money.
to Fraser Health?
Like, that's a lot of money in fuel, in wages, in everything else to bring them all the way down here. When by their rules, they have to bury them at 9 feet, 15 feet apart, only one in a grave. Well, they would need more room than the farm, that's for sure. But even if there was room, why wouldn't they have buried them there if all they were going to do was get rid of them?
Or incinerate.
They were going to turn them into money. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought them down here.
But like, why? If they wanted to get rid of that container, they would just do it. They don't care if we're watching.
It would be tens of thousands of dollars, I would think, what it costs for them to transport them down here. Even if it was 10,000, that's a lot of money.
They don't care. It's taxpayer money, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
but is it?
Or what else is it funded by something else? I don't know.
Well, okay, yeah, the money they spend. Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
they
But
do get it from the taxpayers. It's a privately owned company, by the way,
super safe.
CFIA.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so your theory is that they're going to be rendered and used for women's cosmetics? Is that what's going to happen to the remainder here?
Oh, thanks for the light,
We
buddy.
needed some
Hey,
light.
come on,
Yeah.
put that.
But I don't know, David. Like, oh, it's noisy now. But I cannot corroborate any of this. Like if we're broadcasting this information, this is just anecdotal. This is witness account, right? So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's what this
But
is.
in the end, we got footage that puts that bin that's on the front of that truck. We got video footage that puts that bin at the farm,
Don't you?
and you could corroborate as that bin is going off the rail truck and off the farm. You can see the back of the thing, and now that it's backed up and pulled onto the trailer, The front of the trailer is the back of the old bin truck, and they match, identical. There's identical marks on the bin, and there's identical marks on the bin. They both match. It all matches. And you can't change these marks because the bin lid is all ripped open by metal. It's metal. You'd have to climb up there and bash on it just to hide it now.
Yeah,
It's ready.
I showed that the other day.
can
The
send
truck
you-
the truck is
I can send you
identical.
the
Yeah.
footage too. I can
But-
send you the pictures that prove what I'm talking about.
Now, yeah, I showed the picture of the truck, and it was the same one that appeared to be
Same
the
truck.
same truck. But the thing is, Anita,
It's the
yes,
same
this is
bin,
anecdotal.
too.
These are eyewitness accounts.
Yes.
They cannot be positively confirmed without absolute evidence, physical evidence. But the CFIA is not giving us any more evidence than these people are, because the
That's
CFIA
right.
won't tell us which landfill, where it's going.
That's
They
right.
have lied completely through this whole operation. So
That's right.
unless the CFIA is prepared to say this is where they're buried, here's the proof. I can't accept their information as anything but anecdotal either.
I do trust anecdotal advice. I
There's
do, but
the bin going in the
we
kill
just have
pen.
to. Oh, he's got pictures.
Picture leaving the farm. That's the back of the bin. Here's the back of the bin, Krayden.
Okay, here, let me turn the camera back. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Oh, let me pick one.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll go to the next one.
I mean, he's showing us containers that look like they have bloody.
This is the kill
material.
pen. As it's going into the kill pen,
Yeah.
look at this container. Look at that lid.
Okay, well, just move
See
your
that
finger
rip?
for a sec. There. Okay.
See those white marks?
Is this coming out, David? Can you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, I can
Can
see
you
it.
see that?
No, I've seen these pictures because
Oh, okay.
there was clearly
Okay.
it was a
Now,
slip shot,
Here
incompetent
are pictures
operation.
of it in the yard the day we
Yeah.
found it.
Yeah. They were throwing these carcasses on the
there's
truck
the bin,
and they didn't
and
care.
there's the white marks. I think I even have a daytime one.
And once again, there's.
Here's
oh, yeah.
the daytime one. Oh, that's the back bin.
Okay.
But there's also a picture of the daytime one somewhere, and a video of this leaving, of this one leaving the kill pen. They're trying to get out
Okay.
of there.
I see.
And then we also, the other thing you could think about is that's the back of the truck.
That,
So when they pulled up and loaded that bin onto the flat deck, now the back of that bin is the front of the trailer, because they had to pull that bin up to the front. So now remember, the back of that rail car, that is now the front of the trailer. And that's parked in the parking lot as we look at
That's
speed.
what, and that's
And
what
you
we're
can
looking
walk
at.
over there and you can take a picture
Okay.
right now of that thing, and you can see those marks I was just talking about.
Okay, yeah. So David, there you go. I mean, you can't get better eyewitness.
And the
account,
straps are
you know?
still on there, so they haven't even opened it, and you can start to smell it today. And then we got a video of them pressure washing it today.
Oh.
This morning they started pressure washing it,
Well,
and then they pressure washing the ground. Literally, I don't know if that's normal practice to pressure wash garbage bins that are loaded on a trailer, but they were pressure washing it today, and we got video of them using disinfectant in the tires. Yes, we have video of this, Krayden.
are you seeing any evidence of rats or other rodents
Yes,
around?
there was a rat caught today with a hole in its neck.
Okay, that's significant.
neck?
A hole in its neck.
Somebody shot it?
I don't know, but it was caught, and somebody's going to try and heal it.
Well, this is clearly a growing health hazard to have rotting ostriches in a city parking lot.
If you
So
just hang out, you'll start to get a whiff.
I know, but it doesn't smell to me out here. Like,
No?
not yet. No, I don't
Yeah,
smell anything.
sometimes you'll smell like it smells
Yeah.
like the farm.
But like, how long can they be there like that? Like, what the hell?
I'm
like,
not sure how long they're gonna
and
leave them there.
they could sneak in the middle of the night.
They've been trying to leave and do things, but I've been here.
How about the
They
RCMP?
didn't.
Do you
I'm
see any? Do you see any police
They
presence
did
there?
not think of.
No, there's no there's no security, no police presence. And I mean, I cannot confirm or deny that they're in there myself, right? Because we can't get anyone to talk.
They have
Like,
security. They have night security all of a sudden here. They're the drivers. You can tell they're the drivers being security guards
Yeah.
tonight.
but you know what?
And that
Yeah.
started since last week, and you can tell. He sits there, the security guard sits there pointing his lights right there at me all night long, and he ain't looking nowhere else. The only thing they're watching is those bins. There's a camera watching those bins 24/7 to see if anybody touches them. You go
How about
in,
the RC? Are the police there, or is it just the
so
super
the
safe
police
security?
showed up and they just said, Surrey police said they couldn't do nothing or nothing. It's all
Nope. Like,
RCMP or federal. They can't.
but right now, I think it's up to the CFIA to make
Yeah.
a statement that the public is reeling over this. They have to release a public
We have
statement.
proof that those are the bins now.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that's amazing. This is citizens taking it
Yeah.
upon themselves to do things, but it's now time for the government to speak because H5N1 has not killed a single person in BC, and in the last 30 years, it's only killed 500 people internationally. So the fact that they killed almost the equivalent of that many birds in one night is a travesty. It's also nonsensical.
But what else I'm wondering is they were in a rural area,
Yeah.
Edgewood,
Yeah.
middle of nowhere in the mountains. And then they drove these things how many kilometers into the most populated area of British Columbia
To dispose of.
to dispose of them.
Yeah.
And then this morning they're pressure washing them off so that you can't smell it. I don't know why they were cleaning them and disinfecting them, but I watched that water just go down that drain right there into the Surrey sewer system. And so now what? CFIA is going to test the poop and say that Surrey has a pandemic now?
Maybe,
I don't know.
but Anita, you're not
But-
smelling an overwhelming stink there because
No,
some
I'm
people.
not. I am not. I'm not. I have talked to people who have smelled bad.
Yes.
Like they say it's been bad. I don't smell anything.
Well, again, I was showing an example of how I have another video of where I'm showing an example this morning of how the smoke lingers straight up as high as them lights. And then it was lingering over that way. When they were pressure washing, same thing. The mist went up as high as those lights and it lingered all the way over the fence that way. So it just depends on the way of the wind and
Okay.
where you're standing as
Yeah.
to when you get a whiff of it.
Okay. You know what, David? I don't know. That's where we are now. And like sometimes people have left comments saying, "Well, they're dead now, so forget about it." Like people have left comments on my
Well, sure,
channel.
but I mean, we wanted a proper burial for
Of
these
course.
things. We want all they ever.
And we
had to
want
do was-
tissue samples. We want
Yes.
And
tissue
we want,
samples.
exactly. We want accountability, like we do for everything
Yeah,
else.
but it sounds like CFIA is throwing Super Save under the bus this morning by claiming that they're all in a deep hole, when clearly there are two bins here that are not in a deep hole
Oh.
that Super Save are holding on to. I'm not sure why.
Well, I'll tell you this, Anita, and if the CFIA cannot tell us where the landfill is and show reporters where that landfill is and prove it, I'm not believing the story. I'm not believing their story.
No,
Because-
I wouldn't. Like, what's the
Because
secret?
I think eyewitness accounts from people who have absolutely no financial gain from this. They're just there
Yeah.
because they love this farm. They love Katie and
I
her
own,
mom.
I own my own
And,
business. I
you know-
got better things to do than to be out here watching and
Sure you
babysitting
do.
bins all week long. Trust me.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
sure
we
you do.
appreciate your account a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
really
you know,
do.
it's like I said, everybody associated with this farm, they've been doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah.
Nobody's making a dime out of this. In fact, a lot of people
And
are
it's
losing
just like
money.
you said, they're the ones that caused this. They're the ones that brought it so that people like me are here doing this kind of stuff, because what they're doing is wrong and we all know it.
Well,
I
I
also- yeah,
appreciate you
yeah.
going out there, Anita, and
you're welcome.
this is
Yeah.
incredible testimony.
Yeah.
And I think it demands an answer from the CFIA, because if they're going to continue to lie, continue to hide, people are not going to believe a word they say.
No,
why should
they're done. They're done. Their reputation is done. And I did get a tip from someone. I know we're going to wrap up. That they said that when the day of the appeal, when they didn't want to hear the appeal, they had to get it done before a certain date because they had with a year to do it, and they were running out of time. So that's why they went in and blasted the way they did. But it was savage. And in Canada, this is not what we do to animals.
Yeah, like some of the footages of what they were doing and that is just gross.
Yeah, it's touched the hearts of everybody. This is
I'm a grown man. It made me cry. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have certainly shed some tears. Well, I was trying to get a hold of Katie before the interview here. I wanted to know we're doing this, and I know they had a vigil at the farm today.
Okay.
So I'm sure she's still recovering from that.
Oh, she must. It's only been a week. Her life is just turned upside down.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I've been in pretty close contact.
Good on the phone when you do talk to them.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Anita, for going out there tonight, and thank you, Mr. Lacombe, for your observations. And I know you got better things to do, but not better things to do. I know you got a business.
No, at the end of the night, I'm here for this final chapter. They ain't getting rid of me that easy. So either those bins move and we find out what's in them, or I'm full of shit. I guess we're gonna find out from here on in. I think it's checkmate there, Sabon.
Well, this is an incredible conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, David, and thank you to everyone who's supporting this cause. And not what I meant to say is, you don't let this die, because it's up to us to hold people accountable, and that's what we're doing. Because the media doesn't. It's we're all doing it. Citizens and independents like us. That we don't stand for this. We don't stand for this kind of killing. Imagine if it was a bunch of kittens.
You ain't gonna hear this on Global.
That's where Anita used to work.
Oh, scumbag. No, you ain't.
But I talked to a veterinarian today who works at the University of Guelph, and he said the CFIA is finished because their reputation is burned. They were so incompetent, so inhumane, so cruel, so bloody, terrible during this whole operation and the aftermath that they're finished. I hope that's the case, because this is a horrible organization.
So somebody got to be something somewhere, and let's hope somebody out there actually wants to do their job.
You bet. All right, thank you both.
Thank you, David.
Good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
And we'll stay in touch. Thanks, Anita.
Okay,
thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. What an incredible exchange. Now, I did make reference to a veterinarian there and wanted everybody to know here. I'm going to put this in. Yeah, read my Substack. Pathetic and tragic Gong show at Ostrich Farm should mean the end of the CFIA. And Dr. Jeff Wilson says this will be the end of the CFIA. He can't see how they can survive from the embarrassment, from the cruelty, from the incompetence of this operation. And just before we show you the evidence that we have, that I think is incredible, what's going on here, wanted to say, you know what this story reminds me of? Did any of you ever watch Kolchak the Night Stalker? It's like we're going after gross incompetence and gross corruption in our government, and everybody in authority wants to cover it up, including a lot of the media. You remember Carl Kolchak out there fighting for and that's how I feel about this story right now, and it just gets more bizarre. There's a great line from one of my top 5 films of all time, Sunset Boulevard. Billy Wilder directed it. William Holden, Gloria Swanson starred in it. There's a line about it was all very queer, but queerer things were yet to come. And that's before that word queer connoted anything else except very strange. And that's exactly what it's like when we take this on. So here's another pieces of video that demonstrate just how strange, bizarre, and queer this story is. Producer, can we have that video, please?
This one? Okay. Huh? I will get it tomorrow night. Don't use propane fire tank. I only use firewood. I love the firewood one. But too bad we cannot do it here. But this really works. Woo! Oh. Darcy is on live too, so
he is one of the people on the site. He's actually set up a little portable heat stove barbecue on site there. It's incredible what's going on here. Just incredible.
I'll leave this one for you to boil water.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you. That's great.
I'm gonna come. I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. There you go. He's doing it.
All right, I want to stop it here and read this. Deep burial in BC means 3 meters deep. That's at 9 feet for 314 supposedly large ostrich bodies. This would be a huge hole. So my questions to CFIA, and I've told you this before, just before the Supreme Court announced that they would dismiss United Ostrich Farms appeal, I sent 13 questions to CFIA. You know what I got back the next day? A news release. Not a single question was answered. So here's the questions I'm sending to the CFIA on Monday. Nobody working today or tomorrow. I am, but they're not. Questions to CFIA. Which landfill in BC took the ostriches? How deep and big was the hole I mentioned? Why can't Dr. Wilson, a trusted expert from the University of Guelph, do a forensic autopsy of the ostriches? Why indeed? And we got a bit more here. This is from Rebel News.
Full of tape, just like the trucks out at the farm. So the ostriches are here. They're in those bins there. And there's another bin just behind that sign there. Some people bought some candles yesterday. Had a vigil for these poor daisies. Hi everybody, it's 5:35 a.m. on Monday. Another bin just came in of the ostriches. He's just backing up right now. That's a bin of the ostriches right there. It's super safe in Surrey, British Columbia. And then you look over to the right there. There are the other bins of the ostriches right now. So you can see they're tucking the bins in back behind, trying to hide them. It's going to be a total... Someone is saying there's quite a stench coming off of them. So they're starting to rot in there. And Super Safe hasn't done anything with the birds yet. But they're fully secured. Trucks going in and out, gates open and closed pretty quickly for them.
Now I'm just going to back this up a ways here because I don't think we saw. It's not going to work, Janet.
Here.
There you go, he's doing it.
Okay, so that picture demonstrates it's the same Super Safe truck that was on the farm that arrived at the Super Safe Surrey location. Now I just want to get... Okay, and then we'll get back to this other video here. This is Teresa Joy. I think she explains this quite well. So it's not going anywhere. No, we're not going to be able to hear that. For some reason, it's not moving. So want to end this with shots, a few minutes of the vigil yesterday. And I think it's worthwhile. And I want to say, first of all, that this is the video we originally put out when the ostriches were alive and we were fighting for their survival. There's a second video that we showed yesterday, and Katie chose to show this one first. We're just going to show a few minutes of this.
Sit down.
Flock of proud ostriches, hearts on the wing, and the soldiers of sunrise as bright as the dawn.
Does it go louder?
Strong. Karen and Katie with love in their hands built a home for these creatures on Edgewood's lands. 30 years of care through sweat and through tears. Now a shadow looms large, born of cold-hearted fear. Call up the slaughter, let these birds live. Their hearts beat with freedom, there's so much to give. Healthy and happy, they run in the sun. Don't tear down this family, don't let tyranny run. Oh, government men, with your boots and your guns, back off from this farm, leave these ostriches alone. See the fields where they frolic, their long legs so grand, kicking up dust on this Canadian land. Each bird has a name, each soul has a spark. They're not just numbers, they're lights in the dark. Karen's gentle whispers, Katie's tender glow. They've nursed every feather, they've loved through it all. But the feds storm the gates with their papers in mind to kill what's alive in the broad daylight. Call for slaughter, let these birds live. Their hearts beat with freedom, there's so much to give. Healthy and happy they run in the sun. Don't tear down this family, don't let tyranny run. Oh, government men, with your boots and your guns, back off from this farm. Leave these ostriches alone. They say it's for safety, but their words ring hollow. No tests for the living, just fear they follow. These birds fought the flu, their strength is a sign. Their blood holds a secret that could save humankind. Yet the trucks roll in with the cold, cruel plan. Yellow tape like a noose in a bureaucrat's hand. Katie weeps by the fence, her heart torn apart, while the law stops the dreams of this family's home. Let these birds live, their hearts beat with freedom, there's so much to give. Healthy and happy they run in the sun. Don't tear down this family, don't let tyranny run. Oh, government men, with your boots and your guns, back off from this farm, leave these ostriches alone. People are rising, their voices unite. From the hills to the plains, they'll stand up and fight for the love of these creatures, for the farms beating soul, for the right to say no when the state takes control. Oh, hear the wind cry through the cool day sky. See the ostriches run with the hope in their eyes. This isn't just land, it's the life they've defended. Don't let this cruel order be how their stories ended. Call off the slaughter, let these birds live. Their hearts speak with freedom, there's so much to give. Healthy and happy they run in the sun. Don't tear down this family, don't let tyranny run. Oh, government men, with your boots and your guns, back off from this farm, leave these ostriches alone. So stand with the farm.
And that of course was part of the vigil yesterday. Very kind of Katie to show the video that we put together earlier. And like I said, we had a second one out yesterday. Perhaps it was a little too strong, a little too powerful for the moment. That was a very difficult time, obviously, for, and I think I am going to see if we can get the Teresa Joy video back here, and we'll do our best. We're going to show you that Teresa Joy video tomorrow. And because this story goes on, the story will go on until we get answers from the CFIA. And then we're not getting those answers. But we are going to demand those answers. So thank you so much for watching today. We will be back again tomorrow. This has been David Krayden broadcasting live from Ottawa. Thank you for sharing this station with your friends and family. Thank you for hitting that like button, because I tell you, we are fighting back in a way I've never had to before, because I'm going to keep this station on the air. I'm going to keep fighting for freedom. I'm going to keep fighting for justice and truth. And I am damn determined to resist this Carney government in any way possible as it encroaches upon our individual freedom. And it will continue to do that, mark my words. I'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, same place. 10 a.m. This has been David Krayden, broadcasting live from our nation's capital in Ottawa. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.